Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubois Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986, and today I want to talk about dogs in a way that I'm going to say something up front today that I definitely don't know at all. And I realize that every single day, the more and more I keep on working with dogs, the more that I keep on running the situations with dogs that just really fascinate me, really just spark my interest to want to learn more and figure out more, and to realize that one way isn't the way. That one way isn't going to be the best. One way and one approach isn't going to give you all the results that you're looking for. There's one thing that I just want to say up front, that since I don't know it all, I'd like to put out some tests and some challenges for us to continuously keep on doing with our dogs to figure out what the heck is going on here. There's something that, I would be greatly interested in being able to see, which is some videos of your dogs, some more information to get a better insight about your dog, so that we can kind of all put things together to be able to get a better understanding of what the heck's going on here. Now, one thing that I would really want to be able to see is, okay guys, is something on the lines of how much you, as the owner of the dog, are the influence of what it is that the dog is doing. And me saying that, I'm meaning that in a way of, I just run into this over and over and over and over and over and over, that I could take your dog, anyone's dog, and I can remove you from that dog and take it to a different place. And I just don't see the behaviors, the issues, the situations, the drama, the chaos that you're having with your dog. And then I can bring you your dog back, and then I'll instantly see all that stuff again. Maybe not instantly, but within a day. I see the same things that are going on that you're saying. But I could take your dog and I could see a completely different dog. So I'd wonder, do you have someone that you can say, hey, take my dog for a little bit, not no couple of days, but just an hour or three, and just go for a walk and see if that dog does the same stuff with this foreign, different person that it does with you? And ask them along that when they get done with this walk, did my dog bark at everybody, at everything, in every situation? Did my dog do this? And the things that is going on with your dog? Because I just, something in me is just stating that I think there's a mismatch going on here with what it is that we're supposed to be doing with our dogs, and how we're supposed to be treating our dogs and interacting with our dogs, as opposed to what like someone is trying to tell you that you need to be doing with them. And that's the same thing I'm going to say with my own self. Don't listen to what I have to say about telling you what to do with your dog in reality, because who knows who the heck I am. I'm just a guy here, a simple man, a simple farming man that's just doing what I'm doing, that I don't know everything. And for a guy to admit that he don't know everything, why would you listen to him? So I would rather you listen to somebody that is able to communicate with you in your face, in your person, that is just a friend, a buddy, anybody that you know, to just say, take my dog for a walk, and get feedback from that person of what they have to say. Don't tell them anything about your dog. Don't say my dog is weary of people, it's weary of other dogs, it's weary of squirrels, it's chased deers. Don't tell them any information about your dog. Because in reality, the less information that you give them, the better experience that they're going to have, in a way of they're not going to be scared themselves, so that it's not going to prime them to do what it is that you do. So it's not going to make them think that, oh, I see person, and it's going to make that person think like, oh, I need to be careful of people. As opposed to just kind of, now, if you got a dog that's obviously dangerous, and you got to set this up obviously correctly, you're not going to send no 5-year-old out there with a dog that's lunging and pulling, that's over 45 pounds, that is just going crazy. Obviously set this up to be in a safe manner, letting that person know that they've seen your dog before, and they've seen it jump in, and they've seen it doing all this crazy stuff, and just tell them to hang on to that leash and to keep and do something with this dog. That's where it's a great thing to have a said professional come to do that, so that they get set up. But I know what every single dog trainer does. We drill you with questions. So they do this, do they this, do they this, do they this. But for me personally, I kind of prefer to just not really know everything going on, so that I could just see it and just assess it for myself. So I don't have to like have your view on it. My dog is aggressive and it bit and it did this, and I'm just like, I don't know why, but I don't want to know about that. I want to see the dog to figure out exactly what's going on here, so I don't have a mindset up front of like negativity going into this. And that's what I would want more and more people to see, because that's in reality. I don't care if you tell me that your dog has bit someone and put him in the hospital. I still look at that dog like it's the most sweetest, amazing dog possible. I still look at him that way, because I know not for a fact, but still in the situations that I've ran into, that the dog didn't want to do it. It didn't care to do it. It didn't desire to do it. It didn't have it to do it. It did it because it, in reality, had no other choice. But if I give a dog a choice, it's not going to want to bite. If I give a dog a choice of being able to run away, it's not going to want to bite. So something that I just would be fascinated to just get a collective thing together of more people just showing and explaining and talking about what the heck is going on when your dog is with somebody else. If your dog jumps on you like crazy and someone else handles your dog and is working with your dog, and you realize you watch them in like 10 seconds, convince that dog not to jump on them, I'll say, you know, I'm going to say that in a way that I'm correct with what I keep seeing, that it's us as a dog owner, dog handler, dog, whatever you want to use there, whatever words you like, is causing everything that we say dislike with our dogs. Because I still just have it in me of saying that dogs don't do anything wrong or bad. They just do what we tell them to do. And that makes life so simple. Because when you look at the dogs that way, it makes it so simple, because that means that we as humans are the ones that have to change something to get the dogs to be able to be in a better place. As opposed to worrying so much about my dog is wrong, my dog is bad, my dog this, my dog. But I know there's just one crazy thing, that it's hard to hear the information that you can't just get it fixed by buying this. You can't spend your money to get this fixed. You got to figure out how to change yourself, how to get your own self to be able to do some different things. That's one thing that is just fascinating to me about certain things in this planet that I think we all understand, and I want to talk about that for a second. You cannot get somebody to lose weight for you. You know, if we could, you know, if I could figure that out, I'd be a very wealthy man today, because I would be able to solve a whole lot of people's issues with doing absolutely nothing but having you sit down on the couch and you're going to lose 30, 40, 50% of your weight like that. Because you could just give me $100 and I just look at you and I just say, I just will it to you. You lose the weight, man. You lose the weight, sir, and it's gone, and I'll watch it happen. I can't do that for you. And you know what else I can't do? I can't convince you to stay on a certain diet and to stay on a certain exercise routine, to stay on any of these things. You have to do it. And the proof of what you're doing is going to show, because it's going to show if you're still eating what you're eating and not caring. You're going to see that the weight is not going away. And sometimes the weight actually, I don't know why, but when someone says, I'm going on a weight loss plan, like they actually start gaining weight. Because when you put so much pressure on yourself that you got to do it, it doesn't go anywhere. And this is, just keep that in your mind, because it's something that I just think about with dogs. The more pressure you put on yourself that you got this, the more that it actually gets worse. So there's just some things on this planet that no matter how much you try to get someone else to help you out with, they actually can't do anything. They can coach you to help you be able to get in a better place. But at the end of the day, it requires that we as the dog owner do something substantially different than what it is that we're doing. Because again, I don't think that the dogs are doing anything bad, anything wrong, anything in any sense like that. Because things that, because I know this for a fact, things that you don't like your dog to do, such as if your dog bites people. You know, I get emails like this a lot. My dog is biting people coming in the door. My dog is biting, my dog is biting, my dog is biting. And you know what's interesting? That we have a whole group of people on this planet that convince and want and desire the dogs to bite people. Does that mean that they're wrong? What they're doing with getting dogs to bite all the guys in the bite suits and the bite tug, to play tug, to bite on their balls, toy balls, to bite on equipment and bite on stuff like this. Like, they want the dogs to do that, and it brings so much joy to them. So it's not bad that the dog is biting. It's something that the dog is just doing because it's something that, you know, we're asking the dog to do. And then when we're asking our dog to do it, and then the dog thinks that we enjoy what the dog is doing, the dog is going to be like a professional at it, like really, really good, really, really nice. They're gonna be spectacular. And it comes down to pretty much anything. When they're obsessively digging, what are you saying to that dog to make them do that? When they're excessively barking, when they're outside just running the fence, just barking everything away, what's going on there? Why is the dog doing that? If the dog is chewing your whole house up, it's not a bad thing to the dog to chew the house up. He's loving it. She's loving it, man. If you would catch him in the act of like chewing up your furniture, you would see how crazy happy they are. Like, they're so freaking happy. They're just like, they're the best of the best. To be able to just chew through this couch, to be able to chew your shoes up, they're so happy. They're like, yes, this is amazing. So it's not a bad thing that they're doing that. It's something that we're telling them to do. And when we're telling them to do it, of course they're going to do it really, really good, because, you know, we're hanging with them, we're chilling with them, we're doing everything with them. They're going to be amazing to us. And that's something that I think is interesting, because it's going to take the pressure away from, say, someone else to be able to fix your issues for you, as opposed to you just fixing it yourself. And I know, I think I kind of have a basic understanding of why this is a complicated a way of thinking, because it means that you got to do something. It means that you can't just push it off to the side and expect it to get better one day. It means that it's all under the individual human's control to be able to get what it is that they're looking for. And if the individual human is not willing to put the work in, the results are going to be able to be seen. And it's very unfortunate today that, you know, you go back to diet and weight loss and exercise. If you decide to, I don't really want to follow through with it, you know, the whole public can see it. And the same thing kind of goes on with the dogs. The less that you put into them, the less that you do with them, the less that you're making happen, the whole public can see it. They're going to see the wildness that's going on. They're going to hear the stories of how your dog is just chewing the whole house up. They're going to see the stories of on the news when the dog has bit the kid and killed the dog and did this and did that. Like, it's going to be seen what is not being done. But the more that you do, and the more that you make things happen, the more that you realize that you are in control of everything with that dog, the more that you're going to be able to get the actual help that you're looking for. Because I think that there's like misleading things going on today, and I get it. Because there's Oreo. When there's money involved with things, it makes everybody go wild, and it makes everybody just have this like, I know it, I had the best information, and I got it all dialed in, and I got everything figured out. Get down. I got everything figured out, and it tries to make people think that they're better than what they actually truly are, and that's something that I think a lot of people just really need to just come to grips. That how my dogs look and what they're able to do has nothing to do with how yours are going to look if I take your dogs and I keep them for a while. Now, if I keep your dogs even for 2 or 3 years, and then because I've done this with mine, I've had other people handle it and work my dogs and interact with them and to see how they're going to act. And I see that I've had dogs, some of my dogs for over 3 years now, and I see that within like 20 seconds, that dog does different stuff than it does with me. Such as, I got a dog that is not allowed to jump on me, as opposed to the other ones that are. The dog that is not allowed to jump on me, I bring a new person out here, and what is the first thing that dog wants to do to that person, if they're not telling that dog not to do that, is jump on them, because they actually like it. You know, they're cool with it. Some people are just cool with it. They're cool with it not being their dog. They're cool with it someone else's dog. That's another sticky situation that I've come to realize on this planet. You're cool with other people's dogs doing wild and crazy stuff, but your own, it's got to be like perfect looking. And that's strange to me as well, but it's something that I've just come to realize that I don't care what I can possibly say and show you about how to do a trick training and do a this and do a that and do anything. If you're not actually like doing it and getting up and making it happen, you're not going to see anything. And if you're not actually like putting that effort in and realizing that the whole situation is all under you to be able to get into a better place and not under someone else to be able to do it for you, you're really going to keep on stumbling and fumbling with everything that you're going on with. And that comes down to a whole lot of things on this planet. If you're not happy, you can't blame the world. It's what you're doing. It's what you bring. It's what you have. If you don't have peace, you can't blame the world. You can't say, oh, there's war over there. That's why my life sucks. It's like, exactly, you just said it. It's over there, and it's not here. So get down. Why and how would that affect you? Oh, prices are going up. Well, okay. Well, how is that affecting you and your own self with doing what it is that you're doing? And so be it if you got to cut something out, but that shouldn't like destroy your whole world and your whole life and make you have to just go in this rampage mode of just I don't have and I can't have. It all comes under to us, what it is that we have and what it is that we're doing. The outside can't dictate any of that. And there's just certain things in this life that you know, people say to me all the time, like, dang, Mark, like, you skinny. You're really lean. I'm like, well, it's I'm gonna say for me, simple, but in reality, at the end of the day, it's not simple to maintain that because it takes an extreme amount of work. And that's the part where a lot of people just quit because you want something, you desire something. And in most cases, you are able to purchase that, like a car, like a house, like nowadays you can get a spouse. Nowadays you can buy children. Like you can do all kinds of stuff. Get down. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff that you could buy to show like how good you're doing. You want to show off how much money you're making at work, you can go buy whatever you want. But as far as you going to the store and buying a said dog and thinking that you could buy the nicest looking dog and think that it's going to be that for you, I'm going to say that like all I can say is like almost kind of prove me wrong in a way, that because I don't know it all. But that's just what I see and what I've just really come to just constantly over and over again understand. That there's nothing that I can just really just set it and forget it for you to be able to make sure that the dog is going to be good to go. It's a matter of what we, Johnny, it's a matter of what we, yeah, come here. Yeah, I see you wrong. You dipping in some food that I don't need you dipping in. Johnny. Sorry, he over here eating, out, come here. He over here eating food he don't need to be eating right now. For the person that asked me how do you get your dog to stop eating food off the counter, I got the easiest response to that. Don't leave no food on the counter. If your dog is get down. If your dog is eating food out of the trash can, easy answer to that. Johnny, get down. Remove the trash can. Put it under the sink. Put it behind the door. Put it in the pantry. Some of this stuff is just so simple, but it's we like to overcomplicate it because we got to realize that dogs are dogs at the end of the day, and they're what the best way I can say it is scavengers, and it's something that is interesting because that's why in someone's household the dog never eats food off the counter and they don't have an issue. Like my household, I do not have an issue with the dog eating off the counter. You know what? I have no food on the counter. I have no issue with the dog eating in the garbage can. Or right now I do because I just processed some chickens and I got some stuff back there. And that's why I've got to get on him and say, hey, get out of that. But usually I don't have that. So I never need to worry about that because it's not there. There's no access. In another person's house, they have different things set up. One person's house, they walk the dog 3 times a day. In the morning they do this, in the morning they do the feeding like this, and that's why the dog looks the way it looks. But in another household, the people do absolutely nothing with the dog, but just pet it all day and think that that's all that the dog is going to need. You have me a border collie in your house thinking, I'm just going to pet it all day and that's going to fulfill my dog's needs. And then they're wondering why they have issues. Where there's another person with a border collie that is able to let him run and let him do what he does, let him chase animals, let him do what his desire is to do inside, give him that fulfillment. And I have high energy dogs because that's what my life is. And that's something that we have to look at, like what that person is doing and how they're doing, everything that they're doing, to be able to even in a way try to replicate what it is that they're doing. Because if we're not doing all of the same things, we're not going to get all of the same success. That's why I think that today there's a lot of people that are getting confused with the boarding trains and all this stuff that's going on. Because you're confused in a way that you got a dog that looked good for a day or 3, and then it's kind of like, why is it still messy? Why is it still having the same said behavior problems that I was having before? Yes, my dog knows how to sit better. Yes, my dog knows how to down better. Yes, my dog can stay on a place bed for 8 hours. Yes, it does all these things better. But yet it still is just barking. I can't convince him to stop. But yet it's still just chewing up all my furniture. But yet it's still doing all these things. And then someone would say, you know, well, put the dog in the crate. That's going to be my first go-to. Your dog's chewing up the household? Man, put your dog in the dang on crate. And watch how your dog's not going to chew the household up anymore. Some of these things are I'm going to say simple, but it's something that not all of us actually put into practice. Because someone might say, oh, a crate is, I don't believe in crates and I don't like crates. So to me, I'd rather buy a $100 crate and secure my dog than have my dog chew up $50,000 worth of furniture inside of the household. That's just me. But me in my house, I don't really have furniture that I give of any sort of value. All of my furniture is old and just old, and I don't care. So I don't care. My dogs don't care to chew on it because I just don't give a crap. And if they did, I just put them in the crate. It's that simple. But that's my lifestyle and what I do. And a lot of times we're looking at people and their dogs and we don't know the whole situation here. Some people look at my shepherd and now I look at this Dalmatian and think, oh, they're so nice, but they don't even live with me in reality. I do a lot with them. I do a lot of interaction with them, but I'm not with them 24/7, the way I especially am with this dog here. He's with me like pretty much all the freaking, get down. He's with me all the time. This dog's not with me all the time. He stays outside, he's on the patio. And when I don't need him, when I'm out here doing some work and I don't need him around, he locked up. That's the life that he has. And someone might see what he's doing and be like, oh, that's so amazing. But you're not doing what I'm doing. And if you say even try to come close to replicating what I'm doing, you might get the same results. But there's no way, Oreo, get down right there, get down. There's no way that you're going to be able to replicate what I do because I am who I am, a unique person on this planet. And it's something that I would just want more and more people to just kind of like test and challenge with the dogs. Let someone else take your dog and see how that dog responds and how that dog acts. See what that dog does. Because one thing that I can say that can probably help out a lot of people to figure out some stuff is there's a cool service out here called like dog walkers. Hire yourself a dog walker and let them take your dog for a walk. They walk lots and lots of dogs because that's what their job is. They're not much of a trainer, but they just walk dogs. And just see what that person has to say about your dog. They're going to tell you and be honest, really, in reality, right up front. And or they'll fire you because your dog's just crazy. It's psycho, man. I can't deal with this. It's just lunging at everything and it's just wild. Or they're going to come to you and say, wow, this is the sweetest freaking dog, man. Like this dog was so awesome on the walk. It was so kind. And it's going to confuse you. You can say, what, my dog? My dog that I see every day, lunging, pulling, snapping, snarling, growling, doing all this, was just looking at people and hanging out and let people just come up and pet it. My dog, the dog that's crazy, it was just doing that. And the person's gonna say, yeah, your dog was just so nice. It was so chill. And I'm going to tell you that probably majority of y'all, that's going to happen in the case. And if not the first walk, it'll happen the second or third or the fourth walk with someone else, that they're going to walk your dog and it's not going to do all the same stuff. Because the first time it does a lunge, the person will be like, oh, get over here. Like, I'm not looking for that. And then a dog's going to look at it and or get down. You being, I know, we got a lot going on, but I don't care. Get down. But the dog's going to do something just completely different. And it's going to surprise you. Because you're going to say like, oh, if I just work my dog more or get this more, then it'll get better. No, it's a matter of changing all the little things that you're doing that's going on and actually getting up and doing it. That's one thing that I just see with success is when you just get up and you just do it and you do it and you do it and you do it and you keep working, you keep working, you keep working, you keep working, you keep working. You've watched yourself, you study yourself, you realize something about yourself. Because this is one thing that I know a lot of people. When you're nervous about what your dog is going to do with people, the one thing you do, oh, there's a person there. Oh, there's a person there. Oh, there's a dog there. Oh, there's a dog coming around the corner. Oh, that's a big dog coming. Oh, that's a small dog coming. And you're setting up for failure up front because you're like calling out already what is going to be a problem to your dog, as opposed to just walking around and doing what the heck you're doing. You're like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's one. There's a stroll over there. There's a kid right there. There's a bike right there. There's a skateboard right there. You're setting up for absolute failure right away. Because you're getting in there already knowing that there's something wrong, there's tension going on. That's why the other person that's going to walk the dog is not going to care. He says, I'm just going to go for a walk, man. I don't care about people. I don't care about dogs. I don't care about nothing. And you're going to see a significant change in that dog. And the same thing with the dog being inside of the household. The dog is just super pushy. I don't know how many dogs that I've worked that are just, that especially ones that I end up, thankfully, I'm going to say thankfully, but it's not great for business, but thankfully I haven't had to deal with too many dogs that are biting the heck out of people. But I bring that dog here, and in not even 20 minutes, that dog is it doesn't want to bite me because I don't want it to do that. I'm not looking for it to do that. I'm not playing with it in that same way. So a lot of times I just gotta see what you're doing. How are you playing with your dog? How are you interacting with your dog? For you to be able to change how you're playing with your dog to do something different. And that's gonna say the easy, but the hardest part. Because now you can't do what it is that you thought you wanted to do that was fun and enjoying with you and your dog. Because you're doing something that is inappropriate is what I could say. And you got to change from that to be able to have an appropriate way of being able to play and hang out and coexist with the dog. And if you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, you got to figure out how to stop that and get away from that. And it's got nothing to do with what someone else can do with your dog and how they can do with your dog. It's everything to do with how we, with our own selves, can do with our own dogs. And it's just something that I'm saying is, to me, in reality, the world's greatest information on the planet. It's like the best information possible because it means that I'm the problem and I can do what I can to fix the problem. That's like the best of the best. It's not no outside sources that I need to change to make sure that my source here is good to go. I do not need to like go out there and create this and create that and create so that my world would be better. I don't need to go out there and make new laws, such as we need to make leash laws so that my dog will be able to be safe. I don't need to go out and do anything but to look in and be able to find the help, find what I'm looking for. And that's to me an amazing message. But I know to a whole lot of people that's like the most challenging thing on the planet. It's one of the most challenging things. Because you're expecting and looking and desiring that something from the outside could be able to fix you. And it's just never going to do that. It's never going to do that. Not never, but it's never going to do that, man. It's something that we have to do ourselves. And I just keep seeing this over and over again. When I just keep seeing the same stuff over and over again, I just have to there's something here going on. And it's something that we don't do any studies about. We don't do any information about. Because in reality, it's not good. It's not good for a business in any way. It's not good for business to say that you could fix it and it's a matter of what you do and what you're getting done. As opposed to it's the outside that needs to come in to intervene to do something. And that's kind of just the way that, unfortunately, all the information, all our stuff, all our research and everything is just set up to make sure that someone's getting paid, man. Because this research isn't free to begin with anyways. So someone's got to get paid here. And every time that someone's got to get paid, it's kind of getting set up in a way to make sure that they gonna get paid. And they're gonna make sure that the results come out to be that they gonna get paid. And that's a very unfortunate thing because just because you're getting paid doesn't mean you're actually getting any sort of help. And that's where we're running into the stumbling things that I just come to see today. That it's just fascinating to me of just going to households. Like I said, this past months has been dog to dog fighting, like serious savageness, man. Dogs just fighting. And to come in and just to say to the owner, I hate to say it like this, but I'm going to be just upfront. You guys are causing us problems. The dogs are fine. Give me your dogs and watch it. And I do this every time. Give me the dogs and watch how they don't do that with me. And I take the dogs, and I can take the dogs right in front of them and have them on a leash, and they do not do that. They just look at each other like, oh, because I take the said control. And I give the dogs the peace. I give the dogs the relaxation. I give the dogs the order. I give the dogs the structure of, hey, you hurt and you scared? Pay attention to me. Oh, you bold and you cocky? Pay attention to me. Don't pay attention to each other. Pay attention to me. I'm going to be able to guide you and be able to get you into the right direction. And they stop. And I just have to explain that. And I have to, no choice but to show that to everybody, because you're at your last ditch. Oh my goodness, my dog I don't know what to do here. So I got to show you something miracle type looking crap up front so that you can get a little sense of hope. And it's unfortunate that someone's got to come in and do that, because you should be able to realize that it's just you. You have that capability. You have the understanding in you of what to do with your dog. And especially if you want to learn more about how to be able to have that better relationship, the only way you can do that is by watching, studying, and doing stuff with your dog to be able to build that relationship. It's got nothing to do with what someone else can do for you, because no one can buy. You can't buy it, man. You got to work on it yourself. And the only way that you can really, really get the best to be able to work on it yourself is by actually doing something and paying attention. If your dog, because the fast and easiest way to find things that are wrong is if your dog is said jumping on you. Watch them jump on your spouse and watch what your spouse is doing. Watch what your children are doing and just study it, man. Just stare at it and just be like, oh, they're this, they're this, they're this, they're doing 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 all kinds of stuff. And just start to give a little, well, maybe next time do this. Well, maybe next time, like, turn away. Maybe next time, like, just keep walking. Just be on a mission and get out of here. Maybe let's try some things, because we all know inside. I'm telling you, we all know inside. This isn't some spiritual gift. It's something that we all know how to be able to work with animals. It's not something that only 2 people on the planet are the best at it. No, there may be 2 people that are the best at convincing dogs to do crazy obedience and crazy movie set type work stuff. But as far as just having a pet in your house and hanging out with it, we know what the heck we're doing. But we want to find an outside source to think that we need that instead of just looking in, man. Look in and find the real help that you're looking for. Thank you.